There was once a kingdom full of magic. It was called Evergreena. This kingdom was unlike any other, with its lush green forests, sparkling rivers, and skies that seemed to be painted with the colors of the rainbow. The air was always filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the melodious songs of birds. A beautiful fairy named Willow lived there. She protected the forest. Willow was known far and wide for her kindness and wisdom. She had a special bond with every creature in the forest, from the tiniest insects to the majestic deer. Her presence brought peace and harmony to Evergreena. Willow had delicate wings and a gentle heart. Her wings shimmered in the sunlight, casting a magical glow wherever she went. She used her gentle heart to heal the wounded and to bring joy to those who were sad. Her laughter was like the tinkling of bells, bringing smiles to everyone who heard it. But a wicked witch named Hazel also lived in Evergreena. Hazel was the complete opposite of Willow. She thrived on chaos and darkness. Her presence was always accompanied by a cold wind and the eerie howls of wolves. The mere mention of her name sent shivers down the spines of the villagers. She lived in a dark cave. This cave was hidden deep within the forest, surrounded by thorny bushes and poisonous plants. Inside, it was filled with strange potions and dark artifacts. The walls were covered in ancient runes that glowed with a sinister light. Hazel was always planning mischief. She spent her days concocting spells and curses, always looking for ways to spread fear and despair. Her ultimate goal was to take over Evergreena and plunge it into eternal darkness. King Oberon ruled the kingdom. He was a powerful ruler, but his heart was as cold as ice. He cared little for the well-being of his people and was more interested in expanding his wealth and power. He was a greedy and unkind man. His greed knew no bounds, and he would stop at nothing to get what he wanted. The people of Evergreena lived in fear of his wrath and cruelty. He cared only for gold and jewels. His castle was filled with treasures from all over the world. He would spend hours admiring his collection, oblivious to the suffering of his people. Oberon had a daughter named Anya. She was the light in the darkness of the kingdom. Unlike her father, she was kind and compassionate. She was smart and brave. Anya was loved by all the villagers for her courage and wisdom. She often ventured into the forest to help those in need and to seek advice from Willow. Princess Anya loved her people. She would spend her days visiting the villagers, listening to their problems, and finding ways to help them. Her kindness knew no bounds, and she was always ready to lend a helping hand. She wished her father was kinder to them. Anya often dreamed of a day when her father would change his ways and rule with a kind heart. She believed that with love and compassion, Evergreena could become a true paradise. In a village on the edge of the forest lived a young man named Thomas. Thomas was a kind soul. He helped everyone he could. Thomas worked hard in the fields. He always shared his food with those in need. One day, while walking through the woods, Thomas found a wounded bird. "Don't worry, little bird," he whispered. He gently picked it up. He took it home to care for it. The bird was no ordinary bird. It was Willow the fairy in disguise. Meanwhile, Hazel the witch was brewing a potion. She had been working on this concoction for weeks, gathering rare ingredients from the darkest corners of the enchanted forest. Each component was carefully selected to ensure the potion's potency. Hazel's eyes gleamed with malevolent intent as she stirred the bubbling mixture, her mind racing with thoughts of her wicked plan. It bubbled and hissed in her cauldron, emitting a thick, green smoke that filled the room with an eerie glow. The potion's surface shimmered with a strange, otherworldly light, casting dancing shadows on the walls of Hazel's dimly lit lair. The air was thick with the scent of herbs and magic, a testament to the power of the brew. This was no ordinary potion. It was a potion to make the drinker fall into a deep sleep, a sleep so profound that only a kiss of true love could break it. Hazel had perfected the recipe, ensuring that its effects would be immediate and irreversible. She knew that once Princess Anya drank it, the kingdom would be hers for the taking. Hazel planned to use it on Princess Anya. Hazel wanted to rule the kingdom herself. She had long envied the princess's beauty and grace, and now she saw an opportunity to seize power. With the princess out of the way, Hazel could manipulate the royal court and bend them to her will. She envisioned herself sitting on the throne, commanding respect and fear from all who dared to oppose her. She crept into the castle at night. The witch snuck into the princess's room, moving silently through the darkened halls. She had memorized the layout of the castle, knowing exactly where to step to avoid detection. Her heart pounded with anticipation as she approached the princess's chamber, the vial of potion clutched tightly in her hand. Hazel was about to pour the potion into Anya's mouth, but the princess woke up. Anya's eyes fluttered open, just as the witch leaned over her, the vial poised above her lips. The princess's sudden movement startled Hazel, causing her to hesitate for a crucial moment. Anya screamed, and Hazel disappeared in a puff of smoke. The room was filled with the acrid smell of burnt magic as the witch vanished, leaving behind only a wisp of smoke and the faint echo of her sinister laughter. The princess was safe, but the threat of Hazel's return loomed over the kingdom like a dark cloud. King Oberon was furious. He promised a reward to anyone who could capture Hazel. He didn't care about his daughter's safety. He just wanted to punish the witch for disturbing him. Thomas heard the king's decree. He wanted to help, but he knew he couldn't defeat a witch. When Thomas returned home, the bird he had rescued transformed back into Willow the fairy.
Thomas, I have a task for you.
She told him about Hazel's plan to rule the kingdom. Willow asked Thomas to defeat her. Section 5. A Fairy's Guidance. In a land where magic and bravery intertwined, our story unfolds. Thomas was scared, but he knew he had to be brave. The fate of the kingdom rested on his shoulders, and he couldn't afford to falter. His heart pounded as he thought of the dangers that lay ahead, but he steeled himself with the thought of Princess Anya, who needed his help. Willow, the wise and gentle fairy, gave him a magic sword. The blade shimmered with an ethereal light, promising strength and protection. "This sword," she said, "is forged from the purest magic. It will guide you and protect you in your darkest hours."
This will protect you. With a wave of her delicate hand, she cast a protective spell over Thomas, enveloping him in a warm, golden glow. "No harm shall come to you as long as you carry the light of this spell," she assured him.
Willow also gave him directions to find Hazel's cave. "Follow the path through the enchanted forest," she instructed, "and you will find the cave hidden behind the waterfall of whispers. Beware, for the forest is alive with magic, both good and bad." Thomas set off on his journey. The forest was a place of wonder and danger, with trees that seemed to whisper secrets and shadows that danced in the corners of his vision. Every step he took was filled with both awe and caution. He was determined to save the kingdom and Princess Anya. His resolve was unshakable, and he drew strength from the thought of the people who depended on him. The journey was long, but his spirit never wavered. Thomas walked for many days. The landscape changed from dense forests to rolling hills, and then to rocky terrains. Each night, he would rest under the stars, the magic sword by his side, and dream of the day he would confront Hazel. He finally reached the cave. It was hidden behind a cascading waterfall, just as Willow had described. The sound of the water was both soothing and ominous, masking the unknown dangers that lay within. He could hear Hazel chanting inside. Her voice echoed through the cave, a haunting melody that sent chills down his spine. The air was thick with the scent of magic and mystery. Thomas took a deep breath and entered. The darkness enveloped him, but the glow of the magic sword lit his way. He could feel the weight of the protective spell around him, giving him the courage to move forward. The cave was dark and damp. Water dripped from the ceiling, and the walls were covered in strange glowing moss. The air was cold and filled with the scent of ancient magic. It smelled of strange herbs and potions. Shelves lined the walls, filled with bottles of mysterious liquids, and bundles of dried herbs. Each item seemed to hum with its own magical energy, adding to the eerie atmosphere of the cave. Princess Anya was not content to sit back and wait for someone to save her. She decided to find Hazel herself. Anya knew about a secret passage in the castle. It led to the forest. Anya followed the passage. She found herself deep in the woods. She listened carefully. Anya thought she heard Hazel's voice. The princess followed the sound. It led her to the mouth of a cave. Thomas was about to attack Hazel when he heard a noise. He turned around to see Princess Anya standing in the entrance of the cave.
Don't hurt her! She has my father under a spell!
Thomas and Anya joined forces. They decided to work together to defeat Hazel. Hazel was furious. She threw potion after potion at them. But the magic sword Willow gave Thomas protected them. The potions had no effect. Thomas and Anya dodged each attack. Suddenly Hazel let out a piercing shriek. She transformed into a fierce dragon. The dragon breathed fire and roared. Thomas raised his magic sword. He charged at the dragon. Anya searched for a way to help. She saw Hazel's wand lying on the ground. Anya grabbed the wand.
Stop!
The wand sparked and glowed. The dragon shrank back down into Hazel. She was weak and powerless without her wand. Thomas and Anya tied up Hazel. They took her back to the castle. With Hazel captured, the spell on King Oberon was broken. He realized the error of his ways. Oberon thanked Thomas and Anya for saving him. He promised to be a better ruler. Thomas and Anya fell in love. They got married. They ruled the kingdom together. They were wise and just rulers. The people of Evergreener were happy. And so the kingdom was peaceful once more. The end.